They were wheeling me away, and David just said, Sherry, you need to fight. You need to fight for our family. You need to fight. And that's the last thing I remember for about a month and a half.
Right now at 6 and only on 2. Imagine waking up in the hospital with no arms or legs. It sounds like a nightmare, but it was a reality for a beloved local teacher. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Candace Burns. Daniela Guzman is off tonight. Sherry Moody dedicated close to 30 years to Deer Park Public Education and helping students through struggles and adversity, but she had to retire.
Sherry's life changed after a trip to the emergency room for dehydration turned into septic shock, which caused her to lose all 4 limbs. But she is not giving up. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner sat down with Sherry and her husband David and shares her inspiring story. It's a story you'll see only tonight on 2.
We choose happiness. I'd say every morning we remind each other to choose joy in the day.
Happiness is a choice for Sherry and her husband, David Moody, even when life gets tough.
Yeah, there is a dark road that we could easily go down.
Yeah, we could slip.
It's just super. I know Sherry smiles and she's beautiful and it's very authentic, but it's really, really hard. You know, the days are really challenging.
Talk about some of those challenges.
Well, I mean, for me, watching my wife, you know, to be in a position to see her, I don't get emotional, but to see her struggle, you know, that already is tough.
It started back in April of 2023 when Sherry was working as a teacher with Deer Park ISD.
Basically, I took some of my students on a field trip. By Thursday, I just started feeling considerably worse, just a cold. We took COVID tests and I didn't have that. And so I thought, well, maybe it's the flu because I started running a temperature.
But it was something much worse.
By the time we got to the ER, it was about 30 minutes later and I was already on a ventilator. The nurses were having a hard time getting my vitals.
And then from there, it just was so fast, you know, the sepsis came on, the sepsis shock, and I could see within days the coloring of her skin and her extremities starting to change.
They put me in a coma. There were several times that I did almost die, that they were not sure that they were going to be able to save me.
Sherry developed septic shock. In order to save her organs, doctors had to remove her arms and legs.
I learned all kinds of things as far as how to do my own hair and makeup and brush my teeth and eat. How to exercise.
Sherry is now navigating life's challenges and bumping into doors around the house.
Oh, do you see?
She calls her daughter-in-law, Micah, a happy helper.
Looks good, Sherry. Looks really good.
And the community has given back in big ways, from fundraisers at restaurants to getting a new ride that was donated to her. Sherry is grateful for her village and is inspiring others to choose happiness.
When people get down, it is, I know it's easy to say it's a choice, but for me, that works, is to just choose it.
And Sherry is still recovering and healing. She spent over 5 months in the hospital. She has a doctor's appointment today, and afterwards she got to have a girls' day with her daughter-in-law, Micah. So many businesses, including Jimmy Chunga's and Gringos and Christian's Brothers Automotive, have helped the Moody's during this journey. There's so many others we just couldn't name in this story, but Sherry says thank you. So it's just a really great story. It was so great meeting Sherry and her husband.
Inspiring, and what a smile through it all.
All through it all, like through the negative, she just smiled. She wants to remain positive. When we were talking about bad stuff, it was all a smile on her face. And she said that's one of the things that keeps her going through this journey, you know, it being so life-changing, that she has to find the positive in the end. So it's really, really inspiring to see that she is using something that changed her life, a disability, and making sure that others are being inspired along the way. And if you have a bad day, you know, Sherry says, just think about her situation. It could be much worse. So, you know, she says, just smile and be happy.
Yeah, you talk about a survivor spirit, my goodness. Okay, what's her next goals?
So right now, she's going to have to heal. She has a lot of swelling in her knees and on her arms, so she has to heal, but she hopes that she's going to have another surgery here in a few more weeks, and she wants to get some prosthetic arms and legs. And one of the first things she wants to do is to give her husband a hug. She said he's been so supportive and helping her during this time, so she wants to give him a big hug, and they're going to have a special little date.
Wow.
One last question for you, Rochelle, quickly. People are watching this. They're invested in Sherry now. How can they keep in contact with her and maybe help her out if they're feeling the desire?
So Sherry has a Facebook page. It's called Sherry Moody Updates, and you can Google it on Facebook, and it's super positive. Sherry provides updates about what she's doing, pictures, videos along her journey. So if you would like to help her and her family, you can just go visit that page and do so. But I'm so excited to be in contact with Sherry. We're going to have much more of her story tomorrow on our streaming website or our streaming platform. So make sure you tune in. But, I just want to say thank you, Sherry. She really gave me a new perspective on life. When you're having a bad day, I'm grateful that I was able to meet her today.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing spirit, amazing woman for sure.
Thanks for sharing that with all of us, too,
Thank you.
Rochelle.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for letting me be on the desk day.
All right. Hey, anytime. All right. It's a story that we've been